بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين ما بعد. So we'll continue inshallah with Kitab al-Jami' from Saajid radiyallahu anhu قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم عليكم بالصدق فإن الصدق يهدي إلى البر وإن البر يهدي إلى الجنة وما يزال الرجل يصدق ويتحرى الصدق حتى يكتب عند الله صديقا وإياكم والكذب فإن الكذب يهدي إلى الفجور وإن الفجور يهدي إلى النار وما يزال الرجل يكذب ويتحرى الكذب حتى يكتب عند الله كذابا. متفق عليه. Hadith is agreed upon by Imam Bukhari, Imam Muslim, that the Prophet ﷺ said, "Alaykum bis-sidq, it is upon you all to be truthful. فَإِنَّ الصِّدْقَ يَهْدِي إِلَى الْبِرِّ." Because when a person is truthful, then it leads to something. Just like the Prophet ﷺ mentioned at the end of the hadith, that when the person is truthful, it leads to al-birr. Truthfulness leads to al-birr. And we're going to detail what al-birr is. And then that, في هذا الحديث أن من خصال الخلق الطيب الصدق. That is, this shows that a person has good manners. From the signs, or from good manners, from good adab, is that a person is truthful. And this is Islam 101. This is basic. This is not, doesn't take years and years of study for this type of knowledge. That from the Khisal al-Abdi bayna Rabbihi bi Islah al-Niyyah. So now he's talking about the different types of truthfulness, or when is a person truthful? As a person has to be truthful with Allah, number one, and a person has to be truthful with the creation, with other people. We know being truthful with other people, not lying to them, but now he just explains how is a person truthful with their Lord, with Allah Jalla wa Ala. He says, الصدق يكون مع الله جل وعلا فيما بين العبد وبين ربه. Number one, بإصلاح النية, by making sure that his intention is correct. معصية ترك معصية الله. So these four things show that a person is truthful to Allah Jalla wa Ala. That firstly, they make their intention sincerely for Allah. Secondly, that they perfect their worship. Thirdly, that they stick to the obedience of Allah Jalla wa Ala. And fourthly, that they leave off disobeying Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. These things show that a person is truthful with their Lord. And then he says, the second situation, that a person has to be truthful with the rest of the creation when dealing with people. Deal with some of the harm that may come from another person. That we deal with some of the harm and some of the hardship that we may go through when we have to deal with certain people. He says, وَبَذْلِ الْخَيْرِ, and also by being good or doing good for others. Doing good for others.
You said the second one was what?
The second, from dealing with the people?
No.
That a person deals with some of the hardships that they might have to deal with when dealing with people. Everybody's not easy to get. Doing good to others. وحث النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم في هذا الحديث على الصدق. So the first thing he said, encouraging this manner of being truthful, he says, عليكم. And this is a kalima, hathin. This is a word that is used to encourage. Word used for encouragement. As Allah said in the Quran, يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا عَلَيْكُمْ أَنفُسَكُمْ. And Surah Al-Ma'idah said, عَلَيْكُمْ بِالصِّدْقِ إِلْزَمُوا صِدْقًا. يعني, عَلَيْكُمْ بِالصِّدْقِ is upon you to be truthful. يعني, be truthful في أقوالكم وأفعالكم وعباداتكم وجميع شؤونكم. Be truthful in what you say. Be truthful in what you say. Be truthful in your actions. Be truthful in your worship. in all of your affairs, to be a truthful person.
The first one was what? I have 2 for accepting the harm and 3 doing the good, but the first one.
The first one is dealing with people, transactions. It could be a business transaction, general treatment of people. How you treat people.
Thank you.
Right? Al-Thamaraat. That could be in business transaction, or it could just be in general treatment. So he says, being truthful in your statements and your actions and your worship in all of your affairs. And this is the description. Alaykum bis-sidq. This is the encouragement from the Messenger, alayhi salatu wasalam, that we are truthful people, that we don't deceive people. Those actions could be in, a lot of times, business. Trying to make a sale so a person covers something up so that the person on the other end buying doesn't see the flaw. Or they get over on them, or whatever the case may be. That a person is truthful in their actions, truthful in their worship. How is a person truthful in their worship? How is a person truthful when it comes to worship?
Doing all the precepts of
For the sake of Allah, seeking His face and the Jannah and the good and the commandments of Allah. The whole essence.
That was a lot of stuff.
Not so. Ulu here or Rubu here. I'm going to shorten it.
I thought you got to shorten it up.
No. Or Rubu here, no Ulu.
So a person perfects their worship by
the lordship and the worship. Believing in the law.
Believing in the law.
And the acting upon it.
And acting
with the
upon
worship.
طيب. That's shiny. That's
That's general.
Yeah, it's general. I mean, he already said it before, and you said it, but then you went right over it. That worship, it goes back to a person is truthful in their worship, that their intention is for Allah, because a person can believe, right, and they might do an action out of riyah, showing off. I mean, they're not Muslim anymore, right? But were they truthful in that act of worship when their intention and niyyah was for other than Allah? Right? So that would be truthful. It's upon you to be truthful. Why? Because being truthful leads to al-birr. What is al-birr? Al-birr kalima jami'a tajma'u kulla khisal khair. It's a general word. It's general. Anything that has to do with khair, goodness, positivity, according to the Quran and Sunnah, falls under al-birr. Righteousness, upright. Al-birr, it's not like one thing. Everything that's khair, that's of some good. Being truthful leads to those things, leads a person to do alif lam ba ra, alif lam ba ra, al-birr. That if a person is truthful, that truthfulness is going to lead him to more righteous actions. It's going to lead him to do more good. So the Prophet ﷺ said, be truthful. It's a point to be truthful, because being truthful is going to lead you to more righteous actions, more good, al-birr. And then he says, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, wal-birr yahdi ila al-jannah. In those deeds, the more righteous deeds you do, the more obedience and worship that a person does, it leads them to paradise. Be truthful. Truthfulness leads to al-birr. Wal-birr yahdi ila al-jannah. That goodness, those righteous actions lead to al-jannah, lead to paradise. Al-birr wa huwa fi'l al-ta'at. Now he gives some specifics. Birr. Al-birr, that goodness, it is obeying Allah, carrying out the obedience of Allah Jalla wa Ala, number one. Wa tarkul muharramat, and leaving off of the disobedience of Allah. Not just being obedient and leaving off disobedience. Right? Being obedient and leaving off disobedience. وَالْتَزِمُوا الْخَيْرِ.
Be obedient and leave off being disobedient.
There you are.
So I guess I'm assuming that you can be obedient and be disobedient at the same time? Or different ones?
Yeah.
Okay.
A person can pray every day. That's ta'ah. All 5 salawat. But they might be disobeying Allah in another area. Yeah, it's possible. Allahumma musta'an. Some drug dealers, they got prostration marks. Such big lihya. Sahih. Allahumma musta'an. Allah forgive us. A person could be obedient, but they might have a struggle in another area. right? Hijab is from ta'a. Covering is from obedience. So the sister might cover, but she could be being disobedient in another area. It doesn't necessitate because we look a certain way that we're, you know, there you go, that we are a certain way. We could be falling short somewhere else. Tayyib. Al-bir, that goodness that leads to paradise, he said it is to carry out the obedience of Allah and to leave off disobeying Allah Jalla wa Ala. وَالْتَزِمُوا الْخَيْرِ, and to stick to all things that are good. Anything that is positive, good, Islamically, Shari'atan. And if it's good, if it's not Islamic, and it's from khair, right? If it is something good, or if we see it to be something good, it should agree with the Sharia. All khair came in Revelation. If it's good, say it again. All goodness, khair. Khair, ayah. It came in the Revelation. So there is no good that we don't know about.
No.
There's nothing of khair that we don't, that the Muslims haven't already been guided to, directed to. You know, all the news. It was all over the news when he did that, but alhamdulillah.
And that's one of the big trends there.
Yeah.
And alternative medicine, stuff like acupuncture, all that.
Right. Fits right in. And we already, our Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam already guided us to that. Alhamdulillah. Tayyib. He says, so this bir, this goodness, obeying Allah, leaving off disobedience, or taking on all forms of goodness, yahdi ila jannah, yadullu ala a'mal al-jannah, wa yusilu ila jannah, that at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, we want our good deeds to outweigh our bad deeds. So how do we increase our good deeds? We take the advice of the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said, be truthful. Truthful leads to al-bir, more good deeds, righteousness, uprightness, leaving off the disobedience. That al-bir, that uprightness and leaving off disobedience, will lead a person to more good actions, more a'mal salihah. And those actions will help a person to enter the paradise. And then the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, وَلَا يَزَالُ الرَّجُلُ يَصْدُقُ وَيَتَحَرَّ صِدْقًا. A person will continue and strive to be truthful in his statements and in his actions, right? وَيَتَحَرَّ صِدْقًا. Person يَتَحَرَّ صِدْقًا. He's serious. He's serious about being truthful in everything they do and everything they say. He says, فَلَا يَتَسَاهَلْ. Sheikh Salih says, فَلَا يَتَسَاهَلْ في أمر الصدق بل يتحراه ويلتمسه في جميع أعماله وأقواله. So a person doesn't become lenient in being truthful. I don't have to be truthful in this case. I can be truthful here, but when I go to work, I can lie. Why? Because they're not Muslims, so you know, I can lie to the non-Muslims, but when I deal with the Muslims, lie. That's not the guidance of the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That a person, he says, that they don't become to be truthful. He says, حَتَّى يُكْتَبَ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ صِدِّيقًا. Until the person is written down. It will be written down as being a truthful person, siddiqan. And the word that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam uses, as-siddiq. And this is on a scale in Arabic, which shows, as it says, al-mubaligh fi sidqi ma'a Allahi wa ma'a al-khalq. It shows the emphasis, or it shows emphasize. They weren't just truthful, they were very truthful. As-siddiq. That a person will be written down as siddiqan. It shows an emphasized level, a high level of truthfulness. And this level of truthfulness is high. It's a high status in Islam, as Allah mentioned in the Quran, that a person reaches the level of a siddiq.
You said as-siddiqin?
A siddiq.
The root word is siddiq, which is
from sidq, from truthfulness. But the person is described like who? Who was nicknamed a siddiq?
Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Abu Bakr. Abu Bakr. Radiallahu anhu. Abu Bakr as-Siddiq. Right? Why was he? Because he was known. He wasn't known to lie. He was known for his high level of truthfulness, that he wasn't known to lie. So this level of being a Siddiq, described like this, As he says, darajatu siddiqeen ba'da darajatil anbiya. It comes right after the level of the prophets. Their level. The level of the people who are described as being a siddiqeen. They are under the level of the prophets. As Allah said in the Quran, in Surah An-Nisa, Qala Ta'ala, the martyrs, was salihin, and the righteous people after that. He said, they are great people to be with, meaning in the paradise. So the level of the truthful people, it comes in the Quran, in this ayah, in Surah An-Nisa, ayah number 69. It comes in the Quran that this level is the second level after the prophets. So this is a high station in the hereafter, that a person is written down as siddiqan, that they're written down as being truthful. It's a high level in the hereafter. It's a high level in the akhirah, that they come after the prophets and messengers, as Allah said in the Quran. He says, هذه من person, it puts a person in position to be able to be from that second daraja, that second level after the messengers, which is the level of the siddiqeen. طيب. So now he discusses the different aqsam of sidq. As some people, as he says, some people are naturally truthful people. Naturally. Some people just don't. If a person says that they don't lie, then that's a lie.
No. Can I stop saying it?
I mean, should you stop saying it?
Yeah, no.
That a person say they don't lie, that's a lie.
No.
A lie.
No. Thought it.
A person say they don't lie, then they lie.
No.
I don't lie.
Right.
I might be wrong about some stuff.
Right.
Right?
No.
I might have thought,
Well, that go with the intention, I guess, right?
No.
Because you can give somebody bad information unknowingly.
Right.
You can be wrong about it, but your intention wasn't to lie to the person.
That was just part of it. You lie, you slide this in there. Say it like this. We'll tell them this, but that's not really the case. Or say this. So some people, it takes a little more not to lie. They got to actually sit and think and be conscious of not lying to people. Where other people, I don't do that anyway, so that's not even for my makeup, so it's not even an issue. Everybody's different. So it used to work. It might, it worked a lot.
It still works.
It still works. If I really wanted to,
No.
I could do it that way, but I know that's not truthful, so I'm not going to do it that way. But a person takes account and they're paying attention and trying to make sure that they're being truthful. That's muktasab, right? I used to get over on people doing this, so I know I can do it, and I was good at it. But I'm trying to be truthful and be from the second daraja. I'm trying to be from that second level, Yawm al-Qiyamah. So I'm going to pay attention and be careful. I'm not going to do it like that. I'm going to do it like this. Which means I might not get the deal. They might not want to buy this off me. They might not want to go through with it, but that's the truth. Tayyib, he says, وَلَا يَتَسَاهَلْ فِي الْكَذِبِ, and the person shouldn't be lenient when it comes to lying. Like it's okay. Shouldn't be lenient when it comes to disobedient. A person is long about being disobedient when they're lying. So kadhib, lying leads to a person being disobedient. This is what lying does. Just like being truthful leads to more righteous actions, lying leads to a person being disobedient. فالفاجر والفاسق كلاهما خارج عن طاعة الله جل وعلا. So the fajr, the one who, like Malaysia, Indonesian countries like that, a lot of them in the history, they tell you that when they went there, they went to do business. They didn't go there giving literally the dawah like we know it to be dawah. They went there to do business, but they're dealing with the people, the way they dealt with people when they were doing business, it made the people question them. Like, why? What is this? Why are you behaving? Why? What makes you do this? Islam teaches us to do this, that, and the third. And that's how a lot of people leads them to another sin. Right? It leads them to more disobedience. It leads them to more disobedience. That the Prophet ﷺ said, eventually, Yahdi ila nar. Eventually it leads them to the hellfire. It eventually leads them to the hellfire. Salam wa afiyah. So that person, yakdhibu fima bainahu wa bain Allah. That person, if we can say this, he lies. Or that person, it leads them to what? Not being truthful with his Lord. How is a person not truthful with Allah?
No.
Huh?
No.
A person lies to Allah? The person lied to Allah? Allah is Al-Alim. Can't lie. And he said, a person will continue to lie and lie and lie until they are written down as being a liar. And this is also, the word here, kadhab, is on the scale of emphasis. They did a lot of lying. It's a lot. Kadhab, a liar. So he said, if a person doesn't fear lying, then what happens? فَهَذَا يَصِيرُ الْكَذِبْ سَجِيًّا لَهُ. Then they just lie to you for no reason. That they continue to lie until the people know him to be a liar. The people know him to be habitual liars. Right? And that's what they become known for. وَيَكُونَ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ كَذَّابًا يُكْتَبُ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ كَذَّابًا مِنَ الْكَاذِبِينَ. مِنَ الْكَذَّابِينَ. That they will be written down as liars with Allah Jalla wa'ala. And this shows, as he says, فَهَذَا فِيهِ التَّنْفِيرُ مِنَ الْكَذِبِ. There's no big deal now from doing it over and over, not giving any importance to it and not fearing falling into it. It says, and this will take a person from being from the people of truth to being from the liars, which eventually, as the Prophet ﷺ said, وَالْفُجُورُ فَيَكُونُ مِنْ أَهْلِ النَّارِ. It takes him from being from the people of truth to the people of, it takes him from being from the people of truth and obedience, to being from the people of fujur, disobedience, which eventually leads to other things. So next week we'll do after Isha, so that'll probably be about 6:45, maybe about 45 minutes to 7:30, something like that, 45 minutes, because 5 is a little early, it's a little rough.